Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com and another employment vlog here with some a possible lead, a very strong lead. So just tell you what's been happening and kind of how this led up to it. So if you watch my unemployment vlogs, nothing's happened. I've been home 18 weeks now and basically nothing. There was one commercial leasing, and watch the video where I said what I did for a living to afford 8 cars. That tells you exactly what I did for a living. Rather than go into that, watch that video. I'll link it in the description. But this will basically, in the 18 months I've been home, only one leasing job came up. It was far away in South Jersey. It was probably an hour-and-a-half commute, maybe a 2-hour commute with traffic, probably more than that. And I was an associate position, not an executive position like I had, so it paid about half. But I got a family to support, and I would have taken it. But they did like a quick phone interview with me, and I think they really liked me because I was, they were looking for somebody with 3 to 5 years experience. I had 18. But they didn't like the fact that it would be a 3-hour round trip commute to me, no traffic, an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. They didn't want somebody having that long of a commute because the job was very long hours. So really nothing's happened. So I'm starting to come to the conclusion that there's not many salary in-house leasing people out there. And then most likely that means if I can't find that, then my next job will probably be commission. So then it's either work in a car dealership, starting from scratch on commission, or work as, say, a real estate broker, an independent real estate broker, on commission, either one. So then I was thinking in my head, well, even though I love cars is long hours, 9 in the morning to 9 at night, you probably get home, you probably don't leave till 9:30, 10 o'clock. And, what do you get, $100 salary plus commissions or just full commission? Real estate I've been doing for 18 years, I know it. So if I'm going to take a commission job, maybe real estate's the way to go. Now, I changed my mind a lot. That's how I feel today. But in my experience, I did car sales when I was very young, just as I was starting out in real estate. And a lot of times the enthusiast isn't necessarily the best car salesman. It's the best salesman is the best car salesman. So I worked at Mazda Subaru dealership when I was a young kid. And the best salesman there could sell ice to Eskimos. He could sell you a bridge in Brooklyn. But he knew nothing about the cars. I don't think he knew what engine were in the cars, but he was such a great salesman, he can get people to buy. So in the short time I did car sales, I don't remember how long that was, 6 months or a year. I think I sold the car once to an enthusiast who was like me. Everybody else, cared about the cup holder or the navigation or, the smooth ride or, that kind of stuff. None of them were car enthusiasts. So I don't know, even if I worked for BMW or Porsche or something like that, I'm still have to learn how to sell and all those other things. And, you're stuck there for long hours, and say it's in the Northeast where it's pouring rain or a blizzard, you're still going to be at the dealership with no customers and you're going to have to find everybody. So what I do know is real estate. So if I can get some real estate leads or maybe work on a team, maybe since, real estate brokers usually have senior guys that run the deals, middle-level guys who do the stuff they don't want to do, the showings, the proposals, and then they have younger guys that are just essentially cold callers who come in early in the morning, stay late at night, and just make a couple hundred calls a day to find people that need office space or need their lease renewed or need more space or less space. So, my first year in real estate, I made $10,000, and I probably cost me $10,000 between commuting costs and tolls. New Jersey's very expensive to tolls because I worked in an office far away. And then, you got to take people out to lunch, kind of build relationships and stuff like that. So probably, what's that? It's probably $8,000 after taxes. And then, $5,000 on marketing. You probably made $3,000. So I used to do, in my early 20s, I did a paper route in the morning, an adult paper route, where I would drive to the apartment building, give out all the papers, drive to the next one, because that paid me $100 a week, and that was $400 a month, and our rent was $600 a month, so making $400, getting up at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning whenever I got up to do papers for a couple hours, paid for my real estate job that didn't make any money. But it worked out. After 18 years, it was a good career, allowed me to have the 8 cars. And if you want to see in depth of what I did for a living, go to that video, what I did for a living for 8 cars, and that'll give specifics. So realistically, I'm either going to be on commission as a car salesman or on commission as a real estate broker. So I decided I'd probably have a better chance of real estate broker just because I know that business. So if I get clients, I can't screw it up. I can get it done. So I figured that's what I'll do. So I actually just started calling real estate brokers, and again, these be commission jobs, and just call senior guys that I did a lot of business with, I was representing the landlord, they represented the tenant, and say, hey, I'm available. I got laid off recently, a couple months ago, and maybe you have too much business that you could handle, or you want to move on to bigger and better things, and you just want a guy to run the day-to-day operations and do all the deals for you, and I'd get a piece of the commission. They already have established leads and clients. I'd be there basically to do the day-to-day operations, drive the tenants around to the buildings, negotiate on their behalf, do the leases, do the proposals, and get a split of the commission. Typically, whoever brings in the lead or whoever's client it is gets the lion's share, and the person who does essentially all the work would get the smallest share. But I can build that up, and I can build my own business at the same time. So at least that'll give me some money. So these are commission jobs. I might not get a paycheck for 6 months, and I may not get a paycheck for a year, even if I did a deal in the first couple months, which would be rare. The tenant may be looking for next year, so they could sign a lease now. Work with them for 3, 4, 5 months. They sign a lease now. They don't need to be in space for 12 months from now. Landlords typically don't pay the real estate agent a commission. It's not like a house where you get paid at the closing. Typically, the landlord wouldn't pay their real estate commission until all the free rent burned off and the tenant started paying rent. So that actually could be 2 years from now. So you do a deal in 2018, your first check could be 2020. So you really got to find somebody that has maybe a lot of leads right now where they need help, and I can start closing leads right away, so I don't have to wait till 2020 to get a paycheck because I got a family, right? So I called, some real estate agents were receptive to that, some weren't. So I called these two guys that have their own branch that I've been doing business with them essentially the whole 18 years I've been in the business. And one of the guys that worked for them left. I guess he didn't work out or whatever the case may be. And I don't think they were looking for a guy, but I said, hey, I think you need a guy to replace such and such. And, I have 18 years experience. We've worked well together. I can kind of probably step right in and get your stuff done. And, maybe we can get new business together. They have a lot of connections. They've been doing it forever. I've been doing it forever. They've been doing it 10 years longer than I have. So they're a seasoned guy. So I don't know what they are to work with. Obviously they're going to be on their best foot forward when they're doing deals with me when I was the landlord, because they want to do the deal and get the commission from me. So now kind of I'm on their side of the fence where I'm the broker possibly. So they were really receptive of maybe me joining them. And again, it wouldn't be a salary. So there's no paid vacation or benefits. You pay all that yourself, and it's 100% commission. So I don't know when I get my first paycheck. Hopefully they can involve me and stuff right away. But it's the best lead I got, so I'm excited. So right now, as we speak, I'm waiting for my phone to ring. I talked to them last night, and I talked to them first thing this morning. So I called them late in the day yesterday and threw that out to them that maybe they wanted to hire me to, again, it's commission, so it's nothing for them to hire me, to replace the guy that left. And, maybe I can step right in and help them close deals. Maybe because of my expertise of closing stuff, I'm known as a guy that gets the deals done and closed over the finish line in the business. And that's kind of my reputation that everybody knows that, hey, maybe make their life easier. They can go out and entertain clients, or, spring comes on, they can do the golfing because I'll handle the day-to-day stuff. And I'm not a golfer. I'm a car guy. But I play hockey instead of golf. So, I think he planted the seed. He had to convince his other partner, and hopefully his other partner, who I know very well, feels the same way about me. And, this morning I was like, oh, they're going to call me. They're going to call me. What time are they going to call me? If they call me late in the day or don't call me for a couple of days, maybe they're thinking no. If they call me right away, first thing in the morning, that means they're interested. So literally, they called me first thing in the morning. I was in the shower and I missed the call, but I called them back. And he had something to do today where he was going to be out of the office, but he just wanted to get back to me first thing in the morning. He talked to his partner. His partner was interested, so they're going to set up a lunch with me, and then we can talk it out. So I don't know if, hopefully my message over the phone got through that, I don't have a book of business that I could bring to them because I can't take my tenants from my old job. I wouldn't do that anyway because it's a small world. I wouldn't want to screw over my older employee. And plus, you really couldn't do that anyway because you sign them up for 5 or 7 year leases. They're not leaving for 5 years anyway. So you can't put them in a new lease somewhere else when they're obligated to be in that building for 5 years. So I hope they don't have the misunderstanding, the guys I'm going to meet with, that I'm bringing my book of business from my old job, because I can't do that. But, hopefully they're saying, hey, Glenn's a seasoned guy. He can help grow our business because I have a lot of connections, as they do. And then they can involve me on some deals they're currently working on to free them up for bigger and better things. They can't be everywhere at once. If they have more business than they can handle, they'll need a guy under them to make sure everything gets closed and all the day-to-day stuff. Plus, you don't want to be in your car all day shuffling people around, which I'll do, so it'll free them up for other things. So hopefully that's what they're thinking. I don't know that. It's hard on a conversation, but they seem interested, so I'm waiting for that call right now, and hopefully we'll have that lunch set up in the next week or so, and I'll vlog to you guys how it happens, and keep your fingers crossed, because this will be my best lead yet. Again, it doesn't pay any money, but at least get my foot in the door. But even though these jobs don't pay any money, they're hesitant to put people. So if this is a small shop, and they have 5 or 10 people there, they only have so many offices and desks. They're not putting people there that they don't think is going to help make them money. So they're not going to just hire me because of commission. They got no risk. I'm taking up a spot another person could take. So the disadvantage I have is I'm not coming with my book of business. I don't represent these 10 or 20 or 100 tenants and can say, hey, I'll work for you guys. I'm going to get half the money. So that's the downside to it. That's the deal. So let's see what happens. Thanks again for your continued support. Please leave a positive comment below. Your positive comments really keep me going. Appreciate that. If you're like what you see on this channel, the car stuff, hit the subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, remember to hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. I pretty much post a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday, even if it's a major holiday. Sometime I'll give you an upload during the week, like if something happens like this, or if I'm in a car event on the weekends and I think you may like it, I may do a live upload. So always hit the notification bell so you get notification every time I'm posting a video or that I am live somewhere. All right, remember to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends so our channel could grow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.